By golly, it's amazing. It sounds like something you'd hear on the radio.
Presenting the Transcription Feature.
The Lucky Strike program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Rochester, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson.
It's 8:30 New York time. Time to wake up, America, and stump the expert.
From Hollywood, it's time now for Johnny Dollar.
Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve.
And now meet Dick Calmer as Boston Blackie.
It's the Phil Harris Alice Faye Show, presented transcribed by the makers of Rexall drug products.
And now it's time to meet the men from the ministry.
The Armed Forces Radio and Television Service presents the Bob Hope Show with Les Brown and his band of renown. And yours truly, Bill Goodwin. And now here he is, Bob Hope.
Greetings, I'm Kevin Lauderdale. Welcome to December on Presenting the Transcription Feature, and that means Christmas-themed episodes all month long. We'll start off with George Burns and Gracie Allen, that famous comedy duo, with their wonderful radio show. It's Christmas time, and George doesn't know what to get Gracie. There's a couple references to the contemporary radio show Truth or Consequences, hosted by Ralph Edwards. They had just held the Miss Hush contest earlier in 1947, where listeners had to guess a celebrity based on various clues, and the celebrity turned out to be dancer Martha Graham. Meredith is Meredith Willson, creator of The Music Man, though that would be 10 years from now. In 1947, he was this show's music director. Is Fort Knox still part of the popular imagination? It's where the United States used to keep all its gold reserves, massive gold bars, which could be traded for large international transactions. And the handsome French actor Charles Boyer gets a mention. He'll be back in January on Presenting the Transcription Feature. But for now, from December 18th, 1947, The Burns and Allen Show, Gracie's last-minute Christmas gift.
Another cup of Maxwell House coffee, George?
Sure, pour me a cup, Gracie.
You know, Maxwell House is always good to the last drop.
And that drop's good, too.
Yes, it's Maxwell House Coffee Time, starring George Burns and Gracie Allen. With yours truly, Toby Reed, Hans Conried, Gail Gordon, Meredith Willson of the Maxwell House Orchestra, and Bill Goodwin.
For America's Thursday night comedy enjoyment, it's George and Gracie. And for America's everyday coffee drinking enjoyment, it's Maxwell House. Always good to the last drop.
Well, George put off his Christmas shopping until this week, and then he was caught in that final frantic stampede of women shoppers and almost trampled to death. We find him now seeking refuge in the corner cigar store where he meets Bill Goodwin.
Hi, George. Oh, hello, Bill. Hey, you look kind of rumpled.
I am, Bill. Bunch of women shoppers knocked me down and walked on me.
Holy smoke, I'll say they did. Well, look at your poor face where they stepped on it. It's all battered and beaten. What a horrible mess.
They didn't touch my face.
Oh,
yeah. I dread going back to that store, but I gotta get Gracie's Christmas present. I'm already in the doghouse with her.
how come?
Oh, a little slip of the tongue, Bill. This morning, Gracie said, I'd like to have Mother here for Christmas. Can she fly down? And I said, why not? I never saw an old crow that couldn't.
George, I'm surprised you don't get along with Gracie's mother. You're the same type, the same temperament, same age.
Very comical tonight, Willie. Well, anyway, I wouldn't send her plane fare.
Well, how does Gracie's mother feel about you?
She despises me.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes. She's never come right out and said so. It's just the little things she's done.
Mm-hmm.
Little poison in my soup? Little dynamite under the bed? Just the little things. Yes. But when you put them together, they spell drop dead.
I see.
So that's why I'm knocking myself out to get this Christmas present for Gracie. But after I fight my way to the counter, the girl ignores me.
Oh, well, I can get that girl to wait on you, George. I've dated her.
You don't even know what store I was in.
Makes no difference. If she's a girl, I've dated her.
Well, thanks, Romeo, but I'll handle it myself. This time, I'm going to assert myself. I'll knock those women right and left. I'll fight my way to the counter, grab the clerk by the neck, and say, now, see here. I want a Christmas present for my wife. So get busy and sell me,
What's the matter?
I forgot to find out what Gracie wanted. Gracie.
Yes, dear?
What would you like for Christmas this year?
Well, George, I don't want to just come right out and tell you. That would take all the fun out of it.
Well, how else can I find out what you want?
Well, I've written some clues for you.
Clues?
Yes. You can guess it from those. Now, here's your first clue. Read it.
First for Santa Claus, second for me. My eyes are blue, my initial is G. Bring me a present, large, not small, and I'll say Happy New Year in the summer. Well, what is this, truth or consequences?
Well, George, you felt so bad about not guessing Miss Hush. And this'll sort of give you another chance.
Look, just tell me what you want for Christmas and stop making yourself a Ralph Edwards.
Oh, but this is much more fun.
Oh, all right. If it means so much to you, I'll play your game.
Good.
Now, let's see. First for Santa Claus, second for me. Dancer is first, Prancer is second. The Prancer could be a horse. You want a horse for Christmas?
Oh, what would I do with a horse?
Well, you're always banging up the fenders, and if you had a horse, you wouldn't have to drive the car.
Oh, that's silly. A horse couldn't drive a car.
Well, skip it. So I missed the first guess.
Yeah, that'll cost you 50 cents.
50 cents?
Oh, I forgot to tell you. Every time you guess wrong, you drop 50 cents in this bowl for charity.
What charity?
Oh, a very worthy one, George. It's for a poor mother who's expecting.
Oh, well, that sounds like a worthy cause. Okay, here's my 50 cents.
Thank you, dear. Now try again and guess what I want for Christmas.
Let's see. Bring me a present, large, not small, and I'll say Happy New Year in the summer.
Well, think, George. Concentrate.
Say, I think the Chinese celebrate New Year in the summer. Now, let's see. Chinese.
No, I don't want chop suey.
Hey, Gracie.
That'll be another 50 cents.
Honey.
Honey's wrong, too. Another 50 cents.
Nuts.
Wrong again. It's $1.50 you owe the bowl.
Oh, well, it's for charity. There you are.
Glad I'm using this punch bowl. Looks like I'll fill it.
At the rate you're going, you'll fill the Rose Bowl. Come in.
Hello, all.
Oh, hello, Meredith. Say, Mayor, maybe you could help me. Gracie has written down on this piece of paper what she wants for Christmas.
Really? As a boy, I used to write down what I wanted and mail it to Santa Claus at the North Pole. Of course, now I'm older and wiser.
Oh, of course.
Now I just go to the nearest department store and hand it to him in person. I'll be glad to hand him your letter, Gracie.
That won't be necessary, Meredith. No. This is something Gracie wants me to give.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, would you be interested in hearing what my Uncle Tobias gives my Aunt Tilly for Christmas?
No, Meredith.
Well, sir, every year my Uncle Tobias gives my Aunt Tilly a lock of his hair, and she gives him a lock of her hair. They've done that now for 20 years.
Oh, how sweet.
This year he's giving her a wig, and she's giving him a toupee.
Meredith, I'm not interested in your uncle. I'm trying to find out what Gracie wants for Christmas, and she's put it in the form of a riddle.
Oh, I see. Read it to me, George.
First for Santa Claus, second for me. My eyes are blue, my initial is G. Bring me a present, large, not small, and I'll say Happy New Year in the summer.
Well, that's quite simple.
You figured it out?
Certainly. She wants Martha Graham for Christmas.
Oh, that's what she wants.
mighty pleasant melodies, Meredith, with a swing to their rhythm that sets your feet to beating.
True, Toby. It's the rhythmic beat of a schottische, which is a slower Scotch version of the polka.
The Scotch polka? That sounds good.
Oh, it is good, Toby. Now, here's another famous and familiar schottische. Let's see if you recognize it. First, we'll start with just the mellow harmony. Now we'll add a counter melody for richness.
Sounds mighty smooth, Meredith, but I still can't guess the name of it.
You'll be surprised, my boy. Listen while we add that vigorous schottish rhythm. And now we'll combine the melody to complete this blend of a familiar schottish at its best.
Well, of course, it's Paul Linke's Beautiful Glowworm. And friends, just as all our favorite melodies are created by expertly blending many orchestral parts, so too with the creation of America's favorite coffee, Maxwell House. The superb quality, the famous good to the last drop flavor of Maxwell House, demands that not just one, but many choice Latin American coffees be included in the final superb Maxwell House blend. With great care and skill, the Maxwell House experts test and select Manizales for mellowness, for richness, they add Medellins. For vigor, they choose other choice coffees. And for fine full body, they add Bucaramangas. All adding up to flavor perfection of America's favorite coffee, Maxwell House. A blend so completely satisfying, it's bought and enjoyed by more people than any other brand of coffee at any price. So friends, enjoy the extra flavor of Maxwell House coffee yourself. You can for just a fraction of a penny more per cup than the cheapest coffee sold. Ask for Maxwell House, always good to the last drop.
Stockings for Christmas?
No. Drop another 50 cents in the bowl.
Purse?
No.
Gloves?
Suede gloves?
Yeah.
Brown suede gloves?
Yeah.
Hand-stitched?
Yes.
No.
Gracie, I can't guess what you want for Christmas from the silly clue.
All right, I'll give you the next clue.
Good, let's hear it.
Roses are red, water is wet, Truman is president, how have you been?
That's the clue.
Yes.
Let's go back to the first one.
No, George, work on it. I'll leave you alone so you can concentrate.
Concentrate my foot. Take this clue next door to Dr. Miller. Only a psychiatrist can figure this out.
Oh, hello, George.
Doc, I want to read you something.
Very well.
Roses are red, water is wet, Truman is president, and how have you been? What does that mean to you?
Means you came to me just in time. You're cracking up.
No. I didn't write it. Gracie wrote it.
Oh.
It's supposed to tell me what Gracie wants for Christmas. Does it tell you anything?
Definitely. Tells me Gracie needs something for the house.
What?
Padded walls.
I hope that you could look at this clue and tell me what she wanted.
Well, I could, George, if I understood how her mind worked. But to determine that, I'd have to psychoanalyze her.
Okay, Doc. I've got to find out what this clue means. Every time I guess wrong, it costs me 50 cents. So I'll probably save money even with your fee.
Why, I wouldn't accept a fee to psychoanalyze Gracie.
Why not?
For a psychiatrist to get into her mind, be like a burglar getting into Fort Knox.
I see what you mean. I'll send her right over.
Now then, Mrs. Burns, Just lie down on this couch here and relax completely.
Thank you, Doctor.
First, just a few general questions. How old are you?
I'd rather not say.
Mrs. Burns, I'm a doctor. You can tell me anything. Now, how old are you?
19.
19?
You said I could tell you anything.
I mean, if you tell me your age, I won't let it go any further.
Oh.
Now, how old are you?
19.
Still 19.
I'm not letting it go any further either.
Mrs. Burns, how long have you been married?
15 years.
Then if you're 19 years old, you were married when you were 4.
Oh, Doctor, you've got me trapped. I see I'll have to tell the truth.
Good. Now, how old are you?
20.
Let's skip your age and go on to the next question. Do you have any disturbing dreams, especially dreams that recur again and again?
Oh, yes. Every night for a long time, I dreamed that the Iceman came and put 2 50-pound cakes of ice in the middle of my back.
Very interesting. I must attempt a solution.
Oh, I solved it.
How?
Well, I made George sleep with his socks on.
Yes, I see. Well, now, Mrs. Burns, I'd like to give you a simple little test which will enable me to analyze your thought process.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is called a word association test.
Oh, and how does it work?
Well, I will say a word, and that word will suggest something to you. Whatever it is, you say it.
I say whatever I think of.
Right.
Left.
I hadn't started yet. Now, here we go. Picture.
Frame.
Powder.
Pup.
Telephone.
Thank you. Hello?
Now, what does the telephone suggest?
Nothing. Nobody's on the wire.
Mrs. Burns, the telephone did not ring. When I said telephone, you should have said something like Alexander Graham Bell.
I see.
Let's proceed. Army.
Navy.
Soldiers.
Sailors.
Wax.
Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
Wax made you think of Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
They sell it.
I was referring to WACS.
So was I, Johnson's.
Let's proceed. Bing Crosby.
Singing.
Spencer Tracy.
Acting.
Charles Boyer. Charles Boyer.
Oh, no. You don't trick me into that one. I see you're taking notes.
So
my husband can read.
Let's proceed. Hello? Oh, yes, Gracie's right here. Telephone.
Alexander Graham Bell.
That was your husband.
No, I'm married to George Burns.
That'll be enough for the word association test. Now, suppose we delve into your childhood memories. Your family life. Was it happy and normal?
Oh, yes. Every morning, bright and early, the sun would come streaming through the kitchen windows and wake us up. We'd jump out of bed.
Oh, wait a minute, Gracie. Your family slept in the kitchen?
Well, certainly. Where did you expect them to sleep?
In the bedroom. Stupid of me, wasn't it?
We couldn't sleep in the bedroom. That's where we did our cooking.
You cooked in the bedroom. Why?
Because it was upstairs.
Why did you cook upstairs?
To keep the smell of food away from the kitchen where we slept.
That'll be enough of your normal childhood memory. Now let us try the mental coordination test. See if you can place these square pegs and round pegs in their proper holes. George, I have completed the psychoanalysis of your wife.
Swell, Doc.
Oh, yeah.
First, I gave her the Binet-Simon intelligence quotient test. Then I traced her mental processes with the word association test. Then I gave her the Bechterew-Mendel reflex test, the Rorschach inkblot test, applied the factors of heredity and environment, and I knew her mind like a book.
Wonderful.
I then applied this knowledge to the clue she'd given you, and I was able to make a guess as to what she wanted for Christmas.
Well?
Where do I drop my 50 cents?
Here's Meredith Wilson and the orchestra and the great old tune, True.
Gracie, I'll never find out the present you want from these clues. What have I given you for other Christmases?
Well, the first year we were married, you gave me a string with one pearl on it. You said that every year you'd add to it.
And I have, too. Say, maybe that's it. You want me to add to it again?
Oh, no, you better not. The string is so long now, I keep stepping on the pearl.
Well, that was no help.
Now, I better give you another clue.
Yes, a clue and some aspirin.
Yes, I won't be a minute, dear.
Okay, dear. Please, come in.
Hi, George. Say, did you get Gracie's present?
No, Bill, I can't find out what she wants. If you were Gracie, what would you like for Christmas?
Oh, not a thing, George. Gee, I'd feel that I'd received life's supreme gift when I got wonderful, handsome, talented, generous you.
Bill, you haven't said anything that nice to me for a long time.
No, not since last Christmas.
Oh, I get it, Bill. You don't have to hint to me. Don't we always exchange presents?
Well, I always exchange yours.
You don't like the cigars I've been sending you?
Is that what they were?
Yes. That's what they were. Every Christmas, I give you and Meredith each a box of those cigars. They're 2 for $1.
Oh, they're robbing you, George. You shouldn't pay more than 10 cents a box.
We'll try it again next week.
George, here comes that big oil millionaire from Texas.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Judson.
Yeah.
Come in.
Howdy, Burns.
Oh, hello, Mr. Judson. You know Bill Goodwin.
Oh, sure.
You bet I do. Say, Bill, I heard you talk about that Maxwell House coffee, so I got me some.
Really? Well, isn't it wonderfully satisfying?
Yes, sirree, rich and mellow.
Oh, good to the last drop.
The most delicious coffee I ever tasted.
You bet.
What part of Texas they grow it in?
Mr. Judson, the superb coffees that go into Maxwell House are grown down near the equator.
Oh, southern Texas, huh? Got down around Galveston.
Mr. Judson.
Well, now, it's the best darn coffee in the whole world, and that cup I had this morning sure was worth the $1,000 I gave for it.
Wait a minute, you gave $1,000 for it?
Why, Mr. Judson, Maxwell House costs but a fraction of a penny more per cup than the cheapest coffee you can buy.
Oh, I know that, but I had to leave the girl a tip.
Kid's got to make a living.
Say, Bill, tell me some more about that fine Galveston coffee. Is it popular?
Well, I'll tell you, Mr. Judson, with more than 1,000 brands to choose from, more people buy and enjoy Maxwell House than any other brand of coffee in the world. But it's not grown in Galveston.
It ain't?
No, sir. It comes from places like Colombia, Brazil, Guatemala, Mexico, Salvador, Venezuela.
Oh, the suburbs of Galveston.
You might as well give up, Bill. To this guy, anything that's the best comes from Texas. The best coffee, the best-looking men, the best actors, the best lovers.
Really? Well, in that case, I reckon I'll be moseying. So long, partner.
So long, Tex. Mr. Judson, maybe you can help me. I can't find out what my wife wants for Christmas.
Well, now, I'm having the same trouble. I know my wife wants a string of beads, but I don't know what kind.
Well, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to get a 4-string. Rubies, emeralds, sapphires, and diamonds, and she can throw away the 3 she don't want.
Well, you can afford that. You've got $26 million.
No, that's $27 million. Yep. You see, we had a little hard luck down home. Grandpa was out in the yard rocking in his rocking chair. He reared back a mite too far. The rocker dug in the ground, and up come another darned oil well.
You call that hard luck?
Well, Grandpa'll never get that stuff out of his beard.
Tough break for Grandpa, wasn't it?
George!
Yes?
George, I've got another clue. Oh, hello, Mr. Judson.
Howdy, little lady. Say, your husband tells me he's having trouble guessing what you want for Christmas.
Yes, he is. He even guessed that I wanted a horse.
Well, now, that wouldn't be bad. You could bring him down to Texas and ride him on my range.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do that. If the gas was on, he'd burn his feet.
Your sense of humor, man.
Well, George, I've prepared another clue for you.
Does this one give me a real hint?
Well, read it and see.
Use your brain. Don't be a goat. Why not ask me if I'd like a mink coat?
Well, how's that for a hint?
So that's it. You want a mink coat for Christmas?
Can I have one?
No.
That isn't it, then. Drop another 50 cents in the bowl.
Now, wait a minute. That's a cheat. This clue can't mean anything but a mink coat.
Yes, it can. Now, here, I'll help you. Now, look at the second line. Don't be a goat. Now, what do goats give?
Milk.
And, what do they make out of goat's milk?
Cheese.
Well?
You want goat cheese for Christmas?
Drop another 50 cents in the bowl.
Gracie.
Now, that's $1 you owe the punch bowl, Joe.
Oh, all right. What charity did you say this was for?
Poor mother who's expecting.
Oh, a mother's expecting. Okay.
Now, don't give up. Let's take the first line of the clue. Use your brain. Where is my brain?
That's tougher than what do you want for Christmas?
I'm trying to help you. Where is my brain?
In your head.
And what do I wear on my head?
A hat. Oh, that's it. Of course you want a hat.
Drop another
50 cents in the bowl.
Thank you. Now, let's take the third line of the clue.
Wait a minute. You going to help me again?
Yes.
It's easier that way.
Oh, you're getting discouraged.
I'm getting discouraged, yes.
Well, let me see how much money is in the bowl. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, $28. Never mind, dear. You needn't make any more guesses.
Well, hallelujah. Now tell me, what do you want for Christmas?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, just get me anything at all.
Then why did we go through this guessing routine?
Well, so I could get this $28 to send to my mother.
It's your mother who's expecting?
Yes, she's expecting to visit this year in her plane.
Her plane? She's got to give me her plane fare.
George and Gracie will return in just a moment. Join us again Thursday when we'll all be back. George Burns, Gracie Allen, Bill Goodwin, Meredith Wilson, and the Maxwell House Orchestra, and yours truly, Toby Reed. And now, here are our stars.
Well, Gracie, how would you like a silver comb and brush set for Christmas?
Drop 50 cents in the bowl.
You're going back to that again?
Well, yes, I called Mama, and she wants to bring my brother Willie along, too.
Good night.
Hey, where do you live, Lucille?
I live down in Mobile.
And what do you eat, Lucille?
Eat? I eat Jell-O.
Jell-O in those 6 delicious flavors. Strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, and lime. Flavors locked in by a process exclusive with Jell-O, just as the name Jell-O is exclusive. Yes, that name's a trademark, the property of General Foods. And it tells you you're getting the genuine, the one and only Jell-O gelatin dessert.
Jell-O, 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 Jell-O. J-E-L-L-O.
Until next Thursday, good night and good luck from the makers of Maxwell House, America's #1 preferred brand of coffee. Always good to the last drop. The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show is written by Paul Henning and Keith Fowler. And now stay tuned in for Noah Webster Says, which follows immediately over most of these stations.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
Next, we'll check in with the Great Gildersleeve and family. A couple of setup notes. Prior to this episode, Gildy was sued for a breach of promise lawsuit. A breach of promise is something more commonly found in British fiction from the 1800s than America in the 1940s or today. It allows a woman to sue a man she was engaged to if he breaks it off, on the grounds that her reputation has been damaged. These laws were largely repealed in the United States around the mid-1930s, but a few states do still have them. A North Carolina woman got $130,000 in 2010. But we don't know what state the town of Summerfield is in. And all of this is paralleled to The Courtship of Miles Standish, an 1858 poem by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. It used to be taught in schools all the time. I think it's faded in popularity. It's about the Mayflower Pilgrims and the Massachusetts Plymouth colony in the 1600s. We get a lot of our ideas about what the Pilgrims were like from the poem. It's about the love triangle between Miles Standish, Priscilla Mullins, and John Alden, all real people. Supposedly Standish, the colony's military leader, was too shy to propose to Priscilla, so he asked his good friend John Alden to do it on his behalf, only to have Priscilla say, "Why don't you speak for yourself, John?" For she knew John was actually in love with her too. And so he did, and so John and Priscilla were in the end married. Longfellow is a direct descendant of John and Priscilla. And speaking of girlfriends and triangles, we get to see both of Gildy's actual on- and off-again girlfriends within the universe of the show. The young widow, Mrs., because she's a widow, Mrs. Leela Ranson, and Leroy's schoolteacher, Eve Goodwin. And we get the Jolly Boys, the local men's group that Gildy is a member of. They usually split their time between barbershop quartet and drinking beer. From An Actual Christmas Eve, December 24th, 1944, The Great Gildersleeve, this episode, 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Kraft presents The Great Gildersleeve.
Yeah.
The Kraft Cheese Company, makers of Parquet margarine and a complete line of famous quality food products, presents Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve. Kraft brings you the Great Gildersleeve every week at this time. Written by John Whedon and Sam Moore, music by Claude Sweeten. We'll hear from the Great Gildersleeve in just a moment. During the holidays, you'll be greeting many old-time friends and acquaintances, and a real way to show your hospitality is to serve the foods they like. So spread good cheer among your guests by serving fresh bread rolls and muffins with delicious Parquet margarine. This nutritious spread for America's bread, a favorite in millions of American homes, has a fresh, delicate flavor that's sure to satisfy. Parquet margarine is a spread you'll want to serve your family every day in the year because Parquet is so high in food energy value, so dependable for vitamin A. In fact, Kraft guarantees every pound of Parquet to contain 9,000 units of vitamin A. So tomorrow, buy this nourishing spread that's so delicious and satisfying. Ask for Parquet, P-A-R-K-A-Y, Parquet margarine. Kraft makes this nutritious spread for America's bread. Yes, Kraft makes Parquet. Now, how do we find the Great Gildersleeve at this merry Christmas tide? Well, not so merry. While all the rest of Summerfield is giddy with good feeling and holiday cheer, over the Gildersleeve household hangs a pall, the threat of a lawsuit, a suit for breach of promise by a lady he once admired, prosecuted by a friend he trusted. Oh, the infamy of woman, the ingratitude of man. So heavily do they weigh upon him that he's been unable to give a single thought to Christmas, which is only 2 days off. This seems to be a matter of some concern to Leroy.
What do you think he's planning to do, Marge? Just skip Christmas this year? He wouldn't do that.
I don't know. Eat your breakfast, Leroy.
Gosh, 2 days before Christmas and we haven't even got a tree. You don't think he's been buying a lot of stuff on the sly and hiding it someplace? Nah, I know all the hiding places.
Who wants Christmas anyway? It won't be any fun.
Gosh, you're as bad as he is, Miss Gloomy Puss.
Well, if you ever worried about anybody besides yourself, you'd be worried, too.
What good is it going to do to worry? She's going to sue him, she's going to sue him.
Leroy, here comes your uncle. Now, let's all see if we can't cheer him up.
Yes, let's. Don't do anything to annoy him, Leroy.
Me annoy him? Are you kidding? Yep, as I was saying, it's only 2 days till Christmas now, Marge. Only 2 days till Christmas. Oh, hi, Unc.
Oh, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Unky darling.
Mr. Gildersleeve, what would you like for breakfast? I'll fix you anything you like. We're in a position to offer fried eggs, boiled eggs, scrambled eggs, poached eggs, shirred eggs. What would you like?
It better be eggs.
I also got oatmeal.
Well, it doesn't matter, Bertie, anything. A few prunes, maybe.
Prunes? Is it like that?
Yeah, prunes and a little tea and toast. Things aren't sitting too well with me these days, Bertie.
Poor Mr. Gildersleeve.
Unky, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't mind me. Hee.
Well, only 2 days till Christmas, hey, Unc?
Leroy.
Well, I'm only trying to cheer him up.
2 days? Is that all it is?
Yep, 2 days. What do you know? I got all my Christmas shopping done, too. Great me. I got a present for everybody. I wonder what I'll be getting this year.
Christmas. Well, I suppose it's time I was doing something about it. Only somehow I can't seem to get up any enthusiasm.
Oh, don't let's bother about Christmas this year, Uncle Mort. We know how you feel.
Well, you're a very sweet girl, my dear, and very understanding.
Me, too. I'm not asking for anything special this year. Anything at all will be okay. Any little thing. Anything.
Front door.
I'll go. It might be a package.
You sit down. It might not.
I'm coming. Oh, good morning, Judge.
Is Mr. Gildersleeve in, Bertie?
Well, just a minute. I'll ask him.
Judge Hooker, how can he have the nerve to come over here?
Now, my dear.
Mr. Gildersleeve, it's the judge out there. Shall I tell him you ain't in?
No, Bertie, I might as well face it. Well, children, I guess this is it. At least when this is over, we'll know the worst. Show the judge into my study, Bertie.
Yes, sir.
No, wait a minute.
Yes?
First, I think you children better run upstairs, out of the way.
I won't say anything, Unc.
Well, I will. If I see that Judge Hooker, I'll tell him exactly what I think of him.
I'll handle the judge, my dear. Think you better run along upstairs. You too, Leroy. This may be a little unpleasant. Now, Judge.
Gildy, I suppose you think it a little strange of me coming over here like this.
Nothing you could do would surprise me anymore, Judge. Nothing. And before you do it, I want to say this. You got me into all this.
I know.
You came over here and asked me to help you propose to that girl.
I know.
You gave me a lot of talk about how a friend should help a friend, how John Alden helped Miles Standish with Priscilla.
I know.
Well, let me ask you this. Did Priscilla turn around and sue John Alden? Did she? And did Standish help her?
Well, I'm afraid the sad fact is, Gildy, that our little friend Dolores is no Priscilla.
And you're no Miles Standish. Well, let her sue. Go ahead. Draw up the papers. Hire the witnesses. Bribe the jury. I don't care. She can't hang anything on me. Can she?
Gildy, believe me, this whole episode has been most distasteful to me.
Sure. This hurts you more than it does me. Baloney, you'd sue your own grandmother.
Oh, Gildy, I'm your friend, remember? All these years? Why, we played golf together.
Never mind the crocodile tears.
I mean it. Why, I'd cut off my right arm.
You're left-handed.
Well, I'd cut off both arms before I'd accept a case against my old friend.
Oh, sure. Huh? Say that again, Judge. You didn't take the case? You turned her down?
Why, Gildy, she has no case.
Oh, what do you know? No case. Woman's got no case. This isn't a trick, Judge. This isn't a booby trap.
Oh, Gildy, how can you say that?
You sure she's got no case?
You think I'd have turned it down if she had?
Horace, you're a friend. I want to take this opportunity of wishing you a very Merry Christmas.
And a Merry Christmas to you, Throckmorton.
By George, it is a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Horace.
Merry Christmas, Gildy.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year.
Unc, what's happened?
Merry Christmas, my boy.
Well, you woke up just in time.
What do you mean?
Christmas is only 2 days off, and the stores are closed on Sunday.
Oh, my goodness, and I haven't done a thing about it.
Uncle Mort, where are you going?
Leroy, me lad, bring me reindeer. Yeah.
Will there be anything else, sir?
Isn't that cute? A regular little train.
Will there be anything else?
Well, let me see. We got the magic set, the wood-burning set, and the bomb sight, and the... Careful with that pop gun, Sonny.
That will be all then?
Let me think. Have I got enough for Marjorie? Marjorie's my niece. Say, I'd like to show you something I bought her. I'd like to get your opinion. Do you mind?
Oh, not at all. Oh, there's a lady calling you.
Huh? Who?
Martin of all people.
Leela. Well, I was just showing this young lady here what I bought for Marjorie. This, sweater.
Oh, it's adorable.
Pink. It's got buttons, too. You can wear them up the front or up the back, the girl said.
Oh, she'll love it. Well, I'll be right back with your parcel, sir.
Huh? Oh, thank you.
Oh, it's so nice to see you again, Throckmorton. I could swear you've been hiding.
Well, I'm back in circulation again, Leela. And by George, Leela, I've never seen you looking better.
Why, thank you.
Yes, sir. Christmas has put color in your cheeks or something. And sparkle in your eyes.
Oh, I love Christmas, don't you?
It's the greatest day in the year, bar none. Say, how about coming over to my house tomorrow night, Christmas Eve? We'll celebrate. Just the family. You know, popcorn, candied apples and stuff. And I'm getting in a whole ton of mistletoe.
Why, Throckmorton, whatever for?
Yeah. By George, if there's any of it around here, I'd show you what for.
Oh, Throckmorton.
Here are your parcels, sir.
Oh, thanks, miss. Well, gotta be going. Million things to do. Don't forget tomorrow night, Leela. Come early. We'll have more fun and more down mistletoe. Greetings, Floyd. Greetings of the season.
Well, if it ain't Father Christmas. Hi, Commissioner. Come right in.
I can't stay, Floyd. I'm in the midst of my Christmas shopping.
Yeah, well, I ain't even got around to mine. Keep putting it off, you know what I mean? Got nobody to take care of but the wife, anyway.
Well, Christmas comes once a year, Floyd. I think we ought to make
Oh,
an
not
effort.
that I'm complaining, you understand. She's okay, Ruthie is. Just got her little ways, that's all. Now, you take like last year. I was sore about something. I forget what. So I wasn't going to get her nothing. Well, sir, the day before Christmas, didn't a Salvation Army band have to set up in front of the shop here and play hymns all afternoon? On the way home that night, I laid out $11 for an electric iron. Of course, the next day I could have kicked myself. But that's the trouble with me. I'm soft-hearted.
Floyd, the only trouble with you is you're human. I wouldn't be ashamed of it. By the way, if you're not doing anything tomorrow night, I'd like to have you drop over to my house. Say Merry Christmas, just the family.
Oh, thanks, Commissioner. I'd like to do that.
Glad to be on my way now. Don't forget your wife, Floyd. Get her something nice. Women are sentimental about Christmas.
Well, I guess I'm kind of sentimental myself. Like this morning now. She got up before I did and cooked me a nice big breakfast of kippered herrings. On the way down to the shop, I had half a notion to stop in somewhere and buy her a bottle of perfume. I might do it yet.
Oh, I think she'd like that, Floyd.
Yeah, I might even buy her one of them sets, where they got the perfume and the bath powder and the... Oh, there I go again. Just a sucker for kippers. Well, so long, Commissioner.
Yeah, so long, Floyd. Hey, Peavy, what are you doing Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve? Well, Mrs. Peavy and I usually just spend Christmas Eve together, Sort of a family custom.
Well, I don't want to upset any family customs, Peavy. I just thought if you weren't doing anything.
Well, we don't do anything, really. We just sit there and listen to the radio. We like to hear the Christmas programs, and we usually go through our Christmas cards together. All the friends who've been kind enough to remember us. People we haven't seen for a long time, a lot of them. And Mrs. Peavy has a little drink she makes. Mulled cider. It's very good. That's about all we do. Not very exciting, but it's kind of nice. Then along about 10 o'clock, we just hang up our stockings and go to bed.
Peavy, you still hang up your stockings?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but who fills them?
Mr. Gildersleeve, who do you think fills them?
Peavy, you're not going to tell me you hear jingle bells in the night.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that, no. No, I wait until after Mrs. Peavy's asleep, and then I sneak downstairs and fill her stocking myself. And she gets up before I'm awake in the morning and fills mine. That's just a little game we play.
By George, Peavy, I'll bet you have more fun than anybody.
Well, now, I don't know. Maybe I do.
Well, try to come around to the house if you can, Peavy. We'll be glad to see you.
Mr. Gildersleeve, anybody think you was the American Express?
There they go.
Oh, my goodness, all them packages.
Well, I got them home anyway.
I'll pick them up. Mr. Gildersleeve, it sure looks like Christmas around here all of a sudden.
Quiet, Bertie. I don't want the children to hear. That's why I came around to the kitchen door.
Yes, sir. I won't tell.
Well, I think I got everything. If I didn't, it's just too bad.
Sure looks like you got plenty.
Oh, wait a minute.
What?
Oh, my goodness. Why didn't I remember? Of all things, why did I have to forget that?
Forget what?
Oh, that spoils everything. What good is Christmas without a turkey?
No turkey, Mr. Gildersleeve.
No turkey. I clean forgot it, Bertie. That was the last thing I said to myself. Get a turkey. Darn it.
Well, I tell you, Mr. Gildersleeve, tell you what you do.
There's nothing we can do, Bertie. The stores are closed. It's too late.
You go look in the icebox.
What? In the icebox?
Uh-huh.
Bertie, how long has he been laying there?
Oh, for a couple of days. I had him sent over on approval. How's that for a turkey, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Bertie, that's not a turkey. That's a B-29. And when you get that Bombay stuffed with chestnut dressing, oh, brother, Merry Christmas.
The Great Gildersleeve will be with us again in just a few seconds. If Christmas shopping has made a big dent in your family budget, you're probably thinking right now of ways to economize. Well, that economy can start right with your food budget. And here's a timely suggestion. Buy economical Parquet margarine, the delicious spread for bread that's made by Kraft. Parquet is a top-notch energy food, one of the very best. Parquet is fortified by Kraft with vitamin A, 9,000 units to every pound. And Parquet has a flavor that's truly delicious, a flavor that's fresh, delicate, satisfying. So for an economical spread that's both delicious and highly nourishing, buy and serve Parquet. P-A-R-K-A-Y, Parquet margarine made by Kraft. Remember to ask for the Kraft quality spread. And that's Parquet. Now let's get back to the Great Gildersleeve. It's Christmas Eve at last in Summerfield, and it couldn't be a prettier one. There's a beautiful, clean blanket of snow covering the streets and sidewalks and yards and roofs, and a few flakes still drifting down in the twilight. And in Gildersleeve's house, the family has just finished decorating the Christmas tree, and they've hung their stockings by the fireplace. A neat black sock for Gildersleeve, a pale rayon stocking for Marjorie, and a huge laundry bag of a golf stocking that Leroy had borrowed for the occasion.
Well. Looks Christmassy, doesn't it?
Oh, it's sweet. The tree always smells so good, too.
Yeah. Could I eat one of the candy canes, Unc?
You know the rule, my boy. No nibbling on candy canes till after breakfast Christmas morning. Start eating them now, we'll have no decorations left.
Well, I could just take a little bite off one at the back. Who'd notice?
Let's stick to our rules, shall we?
Okay. We got gingerbread for supper anyway.
Great. By George, you can't beat Christmas. The old Christmas spirit. You can feel it in the air.
Oh, I felt it all afternoon. It does something to people.
Certainly does. Happy little family. Stockings all hung by the chimney with care. By George, let's read that. What do you say?
Oh, Unc, that's kid stuff.
That's right, and I feel like a kid on Christmas Eve. Is the book still over here with the fairy tale?
That's where it belongs.
Now, Lee. Be nice. If Uncle Mort wants to read it, let's not spoil it for him.
Oh, for corn's sake, he reads it every year.
Never mind. Shut up and be nice.
Okay, I can be just as nice as you.
Ah, here it is. Same old book, same old pictures. Fellow wearing a nightcap. That shows how old this book is. Now sit down, Leroy, Marjorie. Just about got time to read this before supper. All settled?
I'm fine.
Leroy?
Shoot the bunk to me, Unc.
All right, my boy. 'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stocking...
Oh, excuse me, Unc. I just thought of something.
What is it, my boy?
If you couldn't get those skates at Hogan's, they're repaired down at Hoyt's. They're open till 10 o'clock.
Oh, well, I'll make a note of it. Let's see. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds. That's you and Marjorie, Leroy. While visions of sugar plums danced in their heads.
Sugar plums.
Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap
That's the nightcap.
had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter.
Excuse me, Miss Gildersleeve.
What is it, Bertie?
I forgot to ask you, are you expecting anyone in this evening?
Oh, no, Bertie, just the family.
Yes, sir. I just thought I'd ask.
Now I think of it, I asked Mrs. Ransom to drop over after supper.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and I may have said something to Judge Hooker and Miss Goodwin.
Well, I'm glad I brung it up. I guess it'll be the usual Christmas Eve.
Well, Christmas comes but once a year, Bertie. Now, let's see, where were we? Oh, yes. Out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. By George, that's real poetry. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. That's Santa Claus, children.
Of course.
Who doesn't know that? Go ahead, Unc.
More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Dunder and Blitzen. To the top of the...
Oh, the phone. I'll get it. Hello? Oh, just a minute. It's Piggy, Leroy.
Tell him I can't talk to him now. I'm busy. Go ahead, Unc.
He'll call you back, Piggy. All right, Uncle Mort.
Let's see. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall.
Now dash away, dash away, dash away all.
Yeah, that's right. And then in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. There's a page been lost here.
That's okay. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound.
Well...
A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack.
His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry.
His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow,
and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of his pipe he held...
That's the next page. The stump of his pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke had encircled his head like a wreath. He had a droll face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly.
Just like you, Unc.
Well, you think so?
Look, Marge, see it shake?
No more than anybody else's.
Yeah, thank you, my dear. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod up the chimney, he rose. Be there in a second, Bertie. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team, gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him explain, ere he rode out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Well, by George, that's a great book. None better.
Oh, I love it.
What do you say, Leroy?
Well, great for kids.
Well, come on, kids. Let's eat.
Well, here they come. Shall I go to the door, Unc?
Let's all go, my boy. United we stand. Come on, Margie.
I'm coming. How late can we stay up, Unc?
As long as you're good, Leroy. Or till 9 o'clock, whichever is sooner.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Come on in, Leela.
Well, I'd better leave my galoshes here on the porch. They're pretty snowy.
You want me to hold those packages, Mrs. Ransom?
Well, now, that's very thoughtful of you, Leroy. But no peeking now, you hear? One of those is for you.
For me? Gee, thanks.
No shaking it either, Leroy.
Okay.
Come on in, Leela.
Thank you. Now, this package is for you, Marjorie.
Oh, thank you.
And this one's yours, Leroy.
That's what I figured.
And the other one is for you, Throckmorton.
Why, Leela, for me? Thank you. I got something for you, too, Leela. Come here.
Well, I can take it later.
Put these packages under the tree, children. I want to show Mrs. Ransom something.
Okay. Come on, Marge. Let's put them in piles. Be careful with mine.
Right here, Leela.
Where?
Look up.
Up? Oh, you devil. You put it in a different place from last year.
Leela, I've got it everywhere. There isn't a spot in the whole house where you'll be safe.
Throckmorton, you are simply terrible.
Hey, what's going on here?
Come over here and I'll show you, Leroy, dear.
Oh, no, you don't. You've got 5 o'clock shadow. Shall I get the cider and donuts, Unc?
I think it's a little early. You just finished stuffing in that last piece of gingerbread not 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
Here, take Mrs. Ransom's coat and hang it up.
Oh, my, you'll soon have a crowd.
The more, the merrier.
I'll answer it, Uncle Morris.
No, all of us. United we stand. Come on, Leela.
Come on, Leroy. Here I come.
When I open the door, we'll all say Merry Christmas all together. Ready? Merry Christmas!
My goodness gracious.
Come on in, Peavy.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve, but I can't stay. Oh, good evening, Mr. Ransom.
Oh, do come in for a minute, Mr. Peavy. You ought to see the tree anyway.
Well, just for a moment. A little Christmas remembrance for your family, Mr. Gildersleeve. Box of chocolates, my best grade.
Well, that's fine, Peavy, but you shouldn't have told us. No surprise.
Yeah, pretty hard to fool anybody with chocolate.
Let's open them. What do you say, Unc? As long as we know what they are.
Leroy, you amaze me. You must be 90% stomach.
Look who's talking.
Leroy.
Well, how about the chocolates? They're not getting any better in the box, are they, Mr. Peavy?
I think I'll stay out of this, Leroy, if you don't mind.
Mr. Peavy's pretty cagey. Go ahead and open them, Leroy, but only one piece for you, understand?
Okay, Unc. Hey, Marge, we can each have one.
Look here a minute, Mr. Peavy, won't you?
What is it, the tree?
Something even nicer. Look.
Well,
Merry Christmas.
Yes, and Happy New Year.
Leela, you ought to be ashamed of yourself brazenly kissing a married man.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I'm quite able to defend myself, Mr. Gildersleeve.
That's the spirit, Peavy.
I noticed he offered very little resistance.
Well, my gracious, I don't know what to say.
Here's somebody else, Unc.
Come on, Leroy. Marjorie, united we stand. Peavy, just like we did for you. Now, all together when I open the door. Merry Christmas!
Well,
We're doing that to everybody, Eve. Come on in.
well, this is wonderful. Hello, Mrs. Ransom, Mr. Peavy.
It's awfully nice to see you, Miss Goodwin.
Compliments of the season, Miss Goodwin.
Thank you. Hello, Leroy, Marjorie.
Hi, let me hang up your coat.
Thank you.
Now, into the parlor, everybody, and we'll have some fun.
Oh, really, Mr. Gildersleeve, I've got to be running
I know,
along now.
Peavy, but you can at least see the tree. Go on, look at it. Come here a minute, Eve.
What is it? I haven't... Oh, Throckmorton, I might have known.
Yeah.
I thought the fun was going to be in here.
Oh, she sees everything.
Come on, Throckmorton, let's join the others. I've got little presents for the children, but I thought I could bring them over tomorrow.
Anytime.
Pretty nice having vacation for a change, isn't this, Goodwin?
Are you enjoying it too, Leroy?
Are you kidding?
You know, it must be kind of nice to be a school teacher, though, sometimes, just like having a lot of children.
It is nice.
You know, I wish Mrs. Peavy could have come over with me. This is the kind of Christmas we miss, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Why don't you go get her, Peavy?
Oh, no, I don't think so. Maybe next year.
Oh, we'd love to have her. Maybe we... Hey, what's that?
Somebody's singing outside.
Oh, look, it's the Jolly Boys. Oh, they sure need us, Peavy. Oh, brother. Great Merry Christmas, jolly boys. Yeah, come on in, fellas. Hey, you're in great voice tonight, Judge. Well, Chief. Nice to have a friendly visit from the police.
Well, thanks, Commissioner.
Come on in, Floyd. You're letting in the cold.
Come on, Floyd. Don't stand out there so long.
Hey, fellas. Hey, mistletoe. Huh? Oh, look, there's some more over there and in the corner. Commissioner, you got enough mistletoe here to start a first-class brawl.
Now, let me catch you kissing my girl now, Floyd.
Okay, which one is yours?
Whichever one I catch you kissing.
Fine pal.
Well, who's going to play the piano for the next carol?
I'll play if you want me to.
Oh, that'll be fine, lady.
Chief, this is Miss Goodwin. Chief Gates of the Summerfield Police.
Pleased to meet you, ma'am.
Where's that cider you're talking about, Gildy?
It's in the dining room, but let's sing one carol first. Which will it be,
How
folks?
about Joy to the World?
Yeah.
Joy to the World's a pip, and besides, I can sing alto.
Oh, I like that one. I'll just sing the air.
Good enough. Joy to the world, boys. You got it there, Eve?
Yes, it is.
Come on, Marjorie. You get in on this too, Bertie. By George, there's nothing like Christmas.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare his room. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing.
Second verse.
Now, wait a minute. I've got an idea.
What is it?
Wouldn't it be wonderful if everyone in the world could join in and sing with us?
What are you talking about, Commissioner?
Well, I know we can't really do it. Not tonight, anyway. But if you look and see how happy we all are here singing together, and then you think of all the people who can't get together this Christmas, well, the only excuse for the kind of suffering that's going on all over the world is if we can make sure it never happens again. What I'm trying to say is, let's all sing anyway. You people in Massachusetts, Virginia, Idaho, Iowa, Colorado, California, and everywhere in army camps and on ships at sea. Let's sing the way we used to when we were at home together. Let's hope that before so very long, all the peoples of the world will be able to join in with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Merry Christmas, and God bless you.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
That's your old-time radio fix for this week. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Be sure to subscribe to The Chronic Rift on iTunes or visit us frequently at chronicrift.com.
Hit it! Ding, a dink-a-doo, a dink-a-dee, a dink-a-doo. What a voice! What a voice! Simply means ink, a dink-a-doo, a dink-a-dee. Good night, folks. Signing off.